Ben, welcome to Worcester. How have you settled into life at Worcester so far?
Yeah, thank you very much. Settling in nicely. You know, the boys have been really great, really welcoming, and been getting on really well. Played some golf in my off time, and obviously the cricket started off pretty well.
How did the opportunity arise for you to actually come and play at Worcester?
Well, I let some people know that I was interested in travelling over here and spending a bit of time in the off season here. So I think it was Giddo that got in touch with me first and asked if I would be interested, and I snapped up the opportunity. It was something I've always wanted to do. It's my first time in England. I've always wanted to come here and play a bit of cricket. So when the offer came, I was more than happy to come.
Being a left armer as well, you're adding that variety to the attack.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a nice point of difference being a left-hander. It's something different for the batters to think about and to have to sort of problem solve their way through a different angle. So it's nice that I'm left-handed. It sort of wasn't manufactured that way. It's just how I am. But it's a nice point of difference to be able to offer something a little bit different to what most right-handers do.
Were you aware that you're following a long list of famous Australians who've played for this county?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I spoke to Phil Jakes before I came over. He's our head coach at Cricket New South Wales. So I had a chat to him about Worcester first before I signed, and he said only positive things about it. So it put me in a really good mindset to come over here.
Now, it's obviously your first taste, as you say, of English conditions. How do they vary compared to the conditions back in Australia?
Yeah, they're a little bit different. The pitches seem to be a little bit slower in general, and it's sort of like a different style of cricket, you could say. It's sort of go really hard up front when the ball's a bit harder and stuff like that. So it took a couple of games to adjust, but I think I'm really starting to get the conditions and understand how to play my cricket over here.
I'm going to say it does take a bit of adjusting too, doesn't it? Probably the length and things like that when you first play in the conditions over here.
Yeah, definitely. I think you just need to be that. For me personally, I found I need to be just a fraction fuller to what I am back home on some bouncy Aussie wickets where you can afford to bang it into the wicket a little bit more than what you can here. So the boys have been really good, and Giddo, the coach, has been really good, sort of helping me understand that and help me problem solve all that sort of stuff.
Now, you came here obviously on the back of winning the Big Bash for the second time. You were the leading wicket taker for the Sixers. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it was brilliant. We're obviously, due to the state of the world at the moment, we're in a bit of a bio bubble, so that was a challenge in itself, and we didn't get to spend a lot of time in Sydney. We only played one game at our home ground, which was the final, so it was a challenge to be travelling around and spending some time away from home. But I think that puts you in really great stead when you do overseas stints, when you are away from home for a long period of time. It can help you get through that. So winning the Big Bash back to back was amazing, and hopefully I can help Worcester to some success.
Can you see Worcester doing well in the Blast this summer?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've started off really positively. I think we've only lost the one game, and that was against a really strong Yorkshire team. We've shown some great fight from the position we were against a strong team like Notts. To come back and scrape a point away from there was such a great effort, and I think we've definitely got the batting and the bowling lineup as well to be able to go far in this competition.
Now, I think you got selected for the Australian Tri-Series, didn't you, about 3 years ago? Against England, New Zealand. You didn't actually play, were you just part of the squad for that?
Just part of the squad, yeah.
Yeah, but does that international ambition still burn bright for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I've always wanted to do since I was young, and I don't think that ambition's ever going to go away. Up until probably the final year of my career, I might dwindle away, but it's always got to be something that I think I'm going to be striving towards, and it's a great motivator to try and represent your country in the sport that you play.
I was looking through the records, and I believe you've never played red ball cricket. Is that something you would like to have a crack at as well? Yeah,
definitely. I've had a bit of an injury-plagued past, which has sort of prevented a few opportunities that I might have had, but at Cricket New South Wales we've got a really strong team, so it's tough to get in there at the best of times. But hopefully injuries all going well, and I'm fit and staying on the park. That's definitely something that I plan to pursue in the future, and hopefully get an opportunity in the not too distant future.
Who were your sort of cricketing heroes when you were growing up, Ben?
A bloke who's played here before, Glenn McGrath. he was definitely one of my heroes. He played at the local club that I play for back home. Our oval's actually named after him now. So yeah, he was a great idol, and Adam Gilchrist was another one. I was more of a batter when I was a bit younger, so watching him go out there and smash away at the top of the order was always good fun.
I understand you're not a bad batsman yourself. You like to give it a crack, don't you?
Yeah, I like to clear the front leg and give it a bit of a swing. You know, there's no point hanging around, especially in this format where you're only going to face a few balls. It's nice to get out there and try and get a few out of the middle.
So are you confident that Worcester can get through to the knockout stages in the Blast?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why we can't. We've got a great setup and a great team that get along really well, which I think is really important. We all fight for each other on the field because we get along together so well off the field.
And just finally, how much are you looking to playing under Ben Cox, who's taken over as captain now from Mo?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I had a chat to him the other night, and it sounds like he's got a really nice cricket brain, and he thinks about the game really nicely. So, yeah, it'll be interesting for him. Obviously, a bit of a new experience for him, but you know, I think our team's in a really nice position where he can come in, steer the ship. He won't have a whole lot to do, but I think he'll have some really valuable input that can, you know, hopefully lead us to a few wins.